Good evening! We have returned from our hibernation chambers to provide you with this entertainment. That would actually be kind of nice. I could just spend the week
If we
sleeping.
didn't if we didn't plug our other shit between at the end of this show, we could pretend that was true.
Well, I remember at one point, I started getting messages from somebody about like a person on another Happy Jack's actual play that I had not had the chance to meet yet because we hadn't played a game together yet. And I'm like, I wish I could say I know everybody that plays tabletop role playing games, but I haven't met them yet. Like, give me a little while. I'm sure we'll be friends because I like these people already. But yeah, yeah, we don't
More
all
than friends.
at the time.
No,
I think my response was we don't all live in cryo bunkers underneath Stu's garage. Like,
That's what I thought when I started watching Happy Jacks.
oh my
Yes.
god, how cheap would rent be?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
like
nice.
low berths in
Oh.
traveling. Anyway, I should actually introduce what we're here to do. Yeah. Anyway, uh, thanks for joining us. This is London Calling on the Happy Jacks RPG Network. Our Vaesen actual play from Free League Games. This is our 4th episode. I know, shocking. I'm surprised too. It's going by very quickly. As a veteran of the every other week schedule, this every week thing is like, ooh, we're on fast forward. Things are happening so quickly. I'd like to take a second, warn everyone. This game is based in horror. There can be horrifying things that happen. We are using safety tools. We have a document that we have discussed amongst the cast that covers our lines and veils, so certain things just aren't going to appear in this game, and certain things are just going to be written off into the background in this game, and that's fine. And we also are avid users of X cards, so everybody here knows how to use it. Let us know, and that content will just go away. We don't have to worry about it because we're here to have fun and not hurt each other, because I would much prefer to not do that. So, with that in mind, horror things could include ghosts, monsters, gore, bad things happening to people, all kinds of stuff. So, if this is not your jam, I totally understand. Catch the next show. Maybe it'll be something innocent and sweet, and it'll be awesome. But there are plenty of shows that aren't going to be quite as dark as what we're portraying here. But we all signed up for this on purpose, and we know what we're about. So, thank you for your concern, and I hope you're having a good time. So, with that, I'm Kadave. I'm the game master of this game, and ready to get back into it. So let's go around the table. Let's start with Mitch.
Hey, I'm Mitch. I'm just excited to be here and ready to pick out some. Apparently, Kurt posted on our little chat thing that there's like a spanking room. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm just waiting for that part. So yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be great.
Clara.
That'll be good.
Hold on, I'm looking up the spanking room thing. I'm Clara. I've been completely derailed from what I was supposed to. I don't remember what I say on this thing. I'm Clara. I play Saoirse Sheehy, the writer playbook thing. Are they called playbooks in this system?
Archetypes.
Archetypes. Thank you. I'm playing the writer archetype. Saoirse is an Irish writer who is now in London for reasons. Failed changeling, former governess, current monster hunter, formerly possessed by a trucker. Briefly, we're better now. Everything's fine. I'm bad at improv. Kurt, you should do a thing.
Yeah, go for it, Kurt.
Go for it, Kurt.
I'm Kurt. He, him. I am playing Jackie Princeton, the Texas I am playing Jackie Princeton, the Texas Tornado. And what Clara was referencing before is the self-flagellation tools. But don't worry, we need a dungeon first. So we're going to have to get one of them first.
So, maybe that's the choice tonight. Start building a dungeon. We'll see. We'll get into that in just a minute. The first thing that we're going to do is I have to fess up that I made a mistake, and in my head, I confused the rules about when you can upgrade your headquarters and when you also get experience points for your character to upgrade your character. So I should have been doing questions all along after every session about earning EXP for your character. I didn't do that, so we're just going to give everybody a free advancement, and then we'll start with questions that we can ask about our last session. Oh, and those of you that have been watching may notice that we don't have Samantha, our resident occultist, tonight, but hopefully she will be back next time.
I don't have a master today.
Yes. And once we get into in-character play, I have a perfectly interesting thing for her character to do, so I'm not concerned. It is a perfect time. So, the first thing that we're going to do, though, is give you that advance. Now, here's what you can do with your advance. You can increase the value of one of your skills by 1, or you can buy a new talent. That's what you can do with your advance. And that's an advance happens every time you earn 5 experience points. So you can take a minute, think about what you're going to do. You don't need to tell me exactly what you're adding unless it's something important that I should know, especially in the talent department. You can take a look at the list of talents and pick a new one that might be, that's where we got our automatic writing fun or some of the other things like that. Or if you found yourself using a skill a lot and you just think that you got better at it, that makes sense. Go for it. If it's a completely off-the-wall skill that you never remember using, then maybe give me a reason why. Kind of.
Can you unlearn skills? Can you get worse at stuff?
Well, I'm perfectly okay with you shifting a couple of points around. As now we've played a little while, you've seen how the game's going. That's fine with me.
Oh no, I just like min-maxing.
Oh, no, there's no like removal of skills mechanically in the game.
Okay.
If you do level up a skill, it can't go higher than 5. Ever.
Okay.
So,
but we can increase our skills above 3, though.
Yeah. Now that up to 5 is now unlocked. You can go above a 3.
Okay, up to 5. Shit. No.
And we can take general talents that aren't mentioned on our archetype, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You can't take talents from another archetype unless we have a real good story reason to do that.
So the servant remains the better boxer.
That's insane. That is an insane. Is that actually?
Yeah, it's true.
What happened that shook out?
So the boxer actually gets close combat as their primary skill, which is weird because they don't use that to box. Unless they're holding a weapon, which is why I got the knuckle duster so I can use close combat.
Maybe it just assumes that boxing gloves count as
maybe.
Well, maybe if I put on the boxing gloves, they count as weapons.
Weapons, yeah.
Interesting.
Grab
That's
a
really
roll of
funny.
quarters and
Yeah, you always have to fight dirty.
Yeah. I actually think I know what I'm going to take. So there's a talent called Combat Trained that gives you +2 to close combat and force when you're parrying.
Oh, that's great.
So
I'm adding Pugilist, which will give me +1 damage when I punch someone.
That's funny. That's another one that I get access to.
Yeah.
Looking at the
Got to keep those
stuff
morning punch and wrestling sessions spicy.
Should I take Pugilist too, so we could just really lay into each other for our morning fight session?
Apparently, my page turning just overruled Kadave, so I am the GM now. Look at me.
Welcome to London Calling, where the party fights each other and we make friends with all the monsters.
Mm.
I mean, you guys successfully made plenty of friend with a leprechaun, so good on you. He was ready to get into it. If you guys went force angle,
I was ready to
would've
punt
been
him.
rough.
I almost never, if I can avoid it, go into combat. I say that now, and then I remembered every other show I've been on for Happy Jacks. Sorry. I feel bad. Like the like lawful good in me is looking at Sixth Sense, which is one of the general talents, which is like, you may know when Vaesen around. I'm like, I already do, because I asked for the really stupid other
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, that might not be the best choice for you.
The person that lawful good in me is like, if you take it, then it's legitimate. That's what I mean.
Well, I mean, that would help you in those cases where you roll well enough that your allergies don't trigger and you don't know that it's a problem.
True.
So you'd still have a chance to get that even in that case.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like you're already halfway there. So I don't know if it's a good investment.
I mean, right next to it is pet, and I could have another dog.
Sure. Just start a pack.
Just gonna start adopting animals. Did you guys both take pugilist then?
No, I kept with combat training.
Yeah, I think we're gonna switch. So next time we advance, he'll get
We'll
pugilist and I'll
we'll
get
take the opposite things.
Yeah.
See, I gotta be able to dodge because he's gonna hit me. I gotta be able to parry those blows.
Dave, you are your volume's too low. They want you to either yell or turn your volume up.
I can help with that.
Yell is what I suggest.
I can see. Is that any better, everybody? Let the chat know and they'll tell me. Ha ha. So, oh, that was too loud now. I'm pretty sure that might have hurt people. Now
They're saying better.
We're going to ask some questions. Awesome. We're going to ask questions about gaining some new experience based on the last session. So just think about last session, the things that happened, your continuing adventures in Liverpool and meeting Smith and negotiating his deal and his new apprentice and all of that. So the first question, they will earn you 1 EXP. Did you participate in the session?
Yes.
There you go. 1
I think
EXP.
so.
Congratulations. Number 2, did you confront any Vaesen? Yep, you sure did.
Yep.
There's another one. Did you identify a previously unknown Vaesen?
Unknown as in like we had never heard of it before and we had to come up with a name and shit?
You didn't have it confirmed what kind it was.
Oh.
And I'll give you that point because I don't think you met him in the previous session, right? It was all in that last episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the next one you might not get, I don't think. Were you affected by your dark secret?
No.
Okay.
I didn't eat anyone, so I don't think so.
I remained not hungry.
Yeah.
So the next question, did you take risks to protect other people?
I don't think so. No.
I feel like there was very little risk in anything I got possessed.
So, I mean, I did spend 10 pounds to make sure that Broad didn't have I shouldn't say Broad, to make sure that the woman at the shop didn't have the coins anymore.
That's true.
But I didn't like risk personal harm. Just spent money.
Well, I mean, you put yourself out there to try and protect somebody else. So I'd give you that.
Yeah, it's cute. Take it.
Take it.
Because it's not personal harm. It's did you take risks?
Oh, okay.
And yeah, you went out there on a limb you could have let the coin there and let Smith go find it himself, which probably would not have ended as well, based on other evidence you encountered.
What?
The next question, have you learned anything new, and what did you learn?
I feel like being validated in the existence of leprechauns is not quite the same as learning. Just
Yeah.
being right is not the same.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you guys really learned much.
And we learned nothing.
Yeah, I think that's just going to be a repeating tale right there.
Did you develop something in your headquarters? No, but next session you'll get to say yes. Did you perform an extraordinary action?
I really don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm extraordinary as in like heroic, or extraordinary as in like we fucked around with the supernatural and survived without
Either one of those
kind
things
of
could work for me.
blows.
Like if you think you
Yeah.
did something really cool in whatever manner strikes you, I'll give it to you, but
I jumped off of a moving truck.
I got possessed by
You
a
did.
dead truck driver.
see, I feel like if you hadn't gotten possessed, you might have gotten more information, and that might have been more extraordinary. I would actually give this one to Sam for accidentally opening an old way.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
extraordinary.
Good
That's
job,
a good
Sam.
one.
And
We
that's not
fucked
going to hurt you guys
around.
at all in the future, I promise.
We
Oh,
fucked
I hope
around
it
and we will
hurts.
never find out.
That's why we
Yep.
got the spanking room.
We
All
will
right.
never find out.
So, for each of the questions you answered yes, you get 1 EXP. Every time you save up 5, you can spend it, but you can't save more than 5. You can't bank a bunch and try and buy a bunch of advances all at once.
But
Aw.
there are
Okay?
10 slots here.
Oh, are there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
This
save
one
up
goes to
10
10.
then. Yeah, rock on. You could save up to 10 then. But if you
Yay.
get one more than 10, it's lost.
Okay.
So
I'm going to lose the most XP. What? That's my goal.
all
Can
right.
you play this game wrong? Apparently so.
All right. So now we're going to ask the questions about adding on to the house. Because what we're going to assume at this point is you've all safely traveled back to London. You made the arrangements with Smith. Everything worked out fine there. You successfully traveled back to London. Sean is feeling just drained, right? Just completely under the weather. Because that portal opening that we discussed really took a lot more energy than she had anticipated. So she is resting and recuperating from that. So when you do get back to Rose House, she just retires to her room to continue to rest up.
2-hour room.
Well, yes, that's fair. But here are the questions, and you have to think back to the whole last mystery to answer these. But it's a collective effort, so hopefully between everybody we can figure this out. Did you play at least one scene at the headquarters?
Yes.
Yeah, you totally did. Did you encounter a new type of Vaesen? Yep.
Yeah.
Did you visit a place of magic? Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Were you subjected to magic?
Yes.
Yes. We got magic shoes.
Oh, yeah, we
Well, some of
did.
us did.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Magic shoes.
I said no thank you, but yes.
Did you bring any occult books or other important items back to headquarters?
Magic shoes.
Do the magic shoes count?
I will say the magic shoes will count if you plan to leave a pair in the collection. So you could take them and use them when you need them, but they live at the house now. They are no longer your shoes. They are the society's shoes that you can use.
I gave mine to Diablo, who then gave them back to the leprechaun. So
Yeah. I don't know that Sam is going to give up her shoes, and I'm not giving up my boots. So I think that's a no.
Okay, we'll skip that one. Did you make important contacts? I think you did. Was the mystery particularly difficult and epic?
I feel like it was a very simple mystery, but it was pretty. I think it was pretty cool.
So we'll skip that one.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it was like the fate of the world kind of a mystery.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one is, did you solve the mystery? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
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 So you have earned 6 development points for the house. So with those points, we can look at some things that you can add. So the house already has an armory. We talked about that last time, or previously.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to buy that. You can spend additional points on the armory to equip it even better. So, as it is now, it has a basic selection of firearms and some armor pieces, actual, like, a suit of armor and that kind of stuff. If you spend 5 points on upgrading the armory, it gets better. So you'll have access to higher quality weaponry, rarer armor pieces, maybe some early textile-based bulletproofy stuff, that kind of thing.
The goblin in me always wants better equipment, and understanding this party, I do not think we're going to need weapons that often. Like, I was like, I could update my ranged combat skill. And then I was like, am I ever going to shoot something? Probably not.
But there are plenty of other things that we could talk about spending points on first. So, the next thing that you can get would be you could get a map room that's an expansion on the library that you already have. And you can gain extra advantage pre-mystery when you're doing research because you have more detailed maps of, ancient ley lines and interesting things and all that kind of stuff. You could also add a local tavern. Not necessarily in the house, but on the grounds, in which would give you ability to get +2 to their physical recovery rolls. So if you had been injured in the mystery, going there can lift your spirits and make you feel better as you recover, because they can provide food and beverages and company to get your mind off of being beat up. You could... you don't actually have a gamekeeper or hunter in your group, so you cannot have a kennel.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't preclude your dogs that you may decide to have.
But could I double could I double playbook? Can I double archetype?
No, but we can add to that later. Like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
just
that's
not
fine.
available yet.
We also don't have a gardener, it looks like, which makes me very sad because we could have gotten a botanical garden.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I will put this out there. A prerequisite for the dungeon is the cellar vault.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we
To
want
keep
to
digging.
speed run the spanking room,
Like, honestly,
we need the cellar vault.
yeah,
Hold on.
I want cellar vault, dungeon, and then self-flagellation.
before we get, I'm gonna throw a little break here and be like, before we do that, what is that thing? What do any of those even give us?
Okay,
Okay.
I will describe them. The cellar vault allows you to store up to 3 common items or weapons from previous mysteries. So it's like a secure locker that you can put things that you found during the mystery away in for future use. The dungeon, NPCs imprisoned here cannot escape without help. So you can legitimately haul in people for questioning and keep them in the dungeon.
Otherwise, they're going to escape and get right to your room.
Yep.
I don't know how I can promise that, but I promise that will happen. If
And
we
that's
do.
Definitely something nobody in this party wants, for sure.
Exactly. Because they're all just going to your room. No one else is.
And then if you do decide to get these self-flagellation tools, that's the third upgrade in the dungeon tree. You can get those that will allow you to gain +1 on your mental recovery roll. So if you have suffered a mental injury during the mystery, you can come back here and make it hurt a little bit and focus more.
I have follow-up
Can't-
questions on the logic, which I love, but I'm very confused. But never mind. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking.
No. You're too late now. I want to
Put
hear it.
stuff on mute.
What's our resources?
Your resources is back at the beginning we talked about it in character creation.
Oh, it's like personal resources. So as long
yeah,
as
but-
someone has it.
As long as you guys can add up to the number of resources required.
Oh, okay, then yeah, we should be good.
So yeah, most of these things like they're not too expensive.
Oh, you know what? It also says the gaming group is free to come up with other upgrades in addition to the ones below. So I don't
Absolutely.
know about
Custom
spanking
upgrade.
room, but what if we have a dark room in the dungeon where some of us can better our melee abilities with our hands?
We have a
Huh?
gymnasium, but I sort of know where you're going with this.
So
Don't we have a gymnasium?
you don't have one yet.
Oh, I thought
but-
we did.
We're not putting a gymnasium, not when we can have a spanking room. It does the same thing.
I
Before we get to that though, hold on, because you can well, you can't get that one yet. The other thing you could spend some of your upgrades on are some contacts for the house. So you could get a banker that will allow you once per mystery to raise your resources for a scene. You could get a fixer that would be able to retrieve or restore lost mementos at the end of a mystery. You could get a journalist that might be able to give you extra clues or, point you in the right direction. Excuse me. A patron that gets a free success on manipulation tests when bartering or negotiating prices. A police constable that can give you extra clues. In the book here, it literally says fabricate evidence. Protect you against criminal elements. That kind of thing. A professor that grants a free success roll for finding or understanding information. A psychiatrist that gives you +2 on a mental recovery roll. Personnel that you can get for the house, like the aforementioned gardener, you can add. That will allow any food in the headquarters to count as extra nutritious for you guys. So it's local, farm to table food while you're at the house. Can also provide you with some poisons that you can use during the mysteries if needed.
There's no like butcher. or like assassin.
I'm
think
still
need.
pro gardener. I'm also pro pigeon loft. I think that's also a very fun, stupid thing.
Yeah.
If we get a stable, we can get a stable boy.
Ooh.
Yes.
Then you don't need. Then you can. I'm gonna say, if all of that stuff is in the like a lot of the stuff you're gonna find in that you want in the dungeon is also found in the stable. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
Speed
if
run
you
it
want,
horizontally.
if you want a gardener to peer through your window and fall in love with you, that can also happen in a dungeon.
They just have to bend down lower and look through a little
Exactly.
I guess that could happen through the
tiny
cellar
window
vault.
with bars on it.
Just want the garden. It doesn't have to be a botanical garden. I can keep working on the kitchen garden.
Well, if you add the gardener, he'll take care of that outside. He or she, or they, I should say, can totally take care of that that garden space and start to provide those benefits. And then once you have a gardener, you could save up to get the botanical garden that provides additional benefits.
We can't buy an inventor, correct?
What? Why not?
Like that's not one of the things we can add.
It is
Because difference engine is such a
personnel.
weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we need to have a professor.
Oh.
Because I was like, we could have a queue.
So you'd have to start with a professor on staff that would give you a success roll for finding extra information, or at least they're not necessarily on staff. Like the professor isn't always in the house, but it's somebody that you can get a hold of at a local university that has more information to help you out. Once you have a professor, they could be like, "Oh, my colleague, the bizarre inventor that makes strange things, can then join the team." A lot of these are you have to get the intro thing, and then it unlocks additional stuff. Like the botanical garden, for example, then you could add a butterfly house or a carp pond. Things like that.
Sorry, I was not muted.
I mean, okay, so if we're doing a garden, it should be a marijuana garden. If that's that would get my vote. All right.
You can grow whatever you want in there.
Okay.
You're thinking small. Think it's small with weed, but sure.
Wait, are we going crack cocaine? Where are we going?
Not. Never mind.
It's
a
little early for that.
A little
Are
early.
we getting into a new business?
The gardener's just out there growing coca plants, and you're like, "What is this plant? I don't even know what it looks
like."
like."
Opium in the backyard.
Yeah. Yes. Listen, it's 1920. We can put coke in everything.
Yeah.
I feel weird. I do feel weird a little bit making some of these decisions without Sam. I'm also leaning towards tavern. But if we really want the dungeon, we can start with the cellar vault.
Also, in terms of personnel, will you allow us to interview people? And I assume each one of them is romanceable.
Well, I'm not going to stop anyone from making appropriate advances on someone. So, yeah,
Heck yeah.
I will be the first person to say that I don't want any like society of Vaesen Hunter like HR violations, right? So like I don't want to play that game. So it's not going to be a thing like, "Hey, do you want a job here?" Like that's not the way this is going to work. So
No. Just like what's that guy? The guy last time. What was his wife's name?
The
one we went to visit.
Yeah.
With
the one
kids
you traumatized
when he was out of town.
Yeah. Sounds like he goes out of town a lot. I don't.
Oh.
What? I mean, maybe like inventor or something, gardener. Who knows?
My headcanon is they're all going to be brownies.
There is also a seance parlor, which we have an occultist.
You do.
Ooh.
Let me get to that.
Scrolling. Why aren't these in alphabetical order?
It's a facility, so it's at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are in alphabetical order, but they're like subdivided into
Okay.
other categories. So a seance
Mhm.
parlor gives additional clues before you go off on the mystery.
It would
So-
be a way safer way than doing the automatic writing.
Let's find a henge.
Yeah, but
Or let's find a henge.
I think you guys are gonna do automatic writing and do that stuff anyway.
Listen, plot
Now-
does not put out what plot doesn't want you to play with.
Exactly. So
Here's-
we're gonna play with it regardless. Let's just own it.
I do need to make you guys aware that there is a mechanic in the game that as you upgrade your facilities, I get to add more threats to the game.
Ooh.
So when you upgrade a facility, I roll a number of dice equal to the cost of that upgrade. And I don't show you the results, obviously, but if I get any successes, then I start to add threats. And there's a whole bunch of things that could happen. They might be threats towards the house, they might be threats towards the group, but things will start wheels in motion as you get stronger.
So if we don't upgrade anything, no threats.
What I'm hearing, I understand that you keep saying threat, but what I am hearing is as we upgrade the house, more romanceable NPCs start showing up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The gardener's like, "Don't look at me, I sparkle in the sun." We're like, we're gonna look at you. So.
Ooh. Okay, so there's one called the Annals of the Society.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
At the end of each, we can record our experiences and get extra XP.
So we could just become the Magnus Archives? Can we do that?
I'm good with this this little thing because that's more XP.
Extra XP is always good early.
Mm-hmm.
I actually
Yeah.
am super down for that too. And there's no prereq.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. So you can absolutely add that if you want.
Yay.
That seems like a safe bet.
All right, we
Okay.
add it.
We
Is that
get
what
we
you're
get
gonna
the
spend
Annals
on?
of the Society.
Okay.
Yes.
So you spend 4 of your 6 points.
Mhm.
Let me write it down. You have 2 remaining. And these don't go away. These are banked. You can save up. It also makes perfect in-character sense because usually Sam is here that has the like in-depth recording record of everything you guys have done. So
Mhm.
that can be translated into that. That will give you guys all an extra EXP at the end
Nice.
of each session. All right. Cool. So you have spent 4 points on that, and now I'm going to roll and see what happens.
Ooh.
More new friends.
Okay.
I just like that. I just like, okay, and then nothing else from a GM.
I mean, I have to have a poker face, right? That's the point of a hidden mechanic. If I'm just like,
Ooh.
every time I roll dice, I'm gonna go, like make a Skeksis noise, and you're not gonna know what that means.
GM noises are why I have anxiety.
Mhm.
Bringing Skeksis back.
There's,
Ooh, yeah, Skeksis are sexy. Is that our new romanceable NPC? Skeksis, like, what's
yeah.
up?
Chamberlain.
Yes.
My phone actually makes sounds. It does make Skeksis sounds when I get texts.
Oh, I
Like
should.
legit.
Yeah.
I had a friend record a bunch of dumb Skeksis sounds, and one of them is.
You have to be careful how you say that.
Yeah.
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 Sexy Skeksy sounds.
Sexy Skeksis sounds.
Triple S.
Just all.
Next time. Oh God. Just next time you're having sex, I feel like that should be the noises you bring to the table. There is nothing more attractive than sexy. Was it sexy sounds? There you go.
Yeah.
You're just like,
yeah.
Sexy skexy.
that was pretty good.
Just
Yeah.
like, hi, honey, I want to try something new tonight.
Yeah. I promise it'll be weird at first, but you'll get into it.
I mean, you never know. You never know something's going to be your favorite until it happens.
Uh-huh.
My safe word is gelflings.
Yeah. Oh man, this is awesome. So we should play Dark Crystal after this, right? After Vaesen, there's a.
No, I'm literally like running through the whole Dark Crystal movie in my head on fast forward, thinking how Skexy quotes could fit. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
fly, crystal bats. Like, all right,
let's
all
make
right.
that a Patreon tier. I think. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll talk to Kimmy. I'll be like, hey, Kimmy, can I record inappropriate sexy noise, skexy noises? If people donate extra money, they can download them.
I'm there already. Let's roll.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's see.
Mhm.
I'm crying. Physically crying.
Look, all I know is the thought is now in our head, and sometime in the next couple weeks, we're gonna be like, but maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just gonna meet some random NPC, and they're gonna be like,
Now, if we all do them, then they don't have to pay for the Patreon. So everybody stop it.
I know. Yeah.
Oh
They're
yeah,
gonna-
that's true. We gotta hold it back.
Nobody clip that.
No
Yeah.
free skexy tracks.
Yeah. No more sexy stuff for you. We're
Skexy
done.
tracks. All right. I'm pulling the reins back on track. We're gonna continue this game. All right, I lied. I can't not laugh. Okay.
You can find us at the Happy Jacks OnlyFans. New
Yeah.
thing we're doing.
Yep. Happy Jack's Knights return.
Kimmy is gonna be furious.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to send that message tomorrow. Like, so I said I'd ask. You can say no. Please say no. All right. And now Clara is furiously trying to find some other noise for her phone to make, just because it's been ruined.
Just crying.
All right. So, back on track. We're playing a game. It's serious. I did a content warning and everything. I guess it still applies. I did not specifically say that we were going to have Henson-themed OnlyFans. But now, consider yourself warned if you're listening or watching. So, you have returned to Rose House. Hawkins greets you. The house is immaculate, as always. In the library, there is now this ornate wood-carved pedestal, and on top of it is this huge old book. And in it, it's been opened to a page. There's an ink pot and a gold-tipped quill laying across the top. And it's got a very nice satin ribbon that comes down from the binding. And that is now your upgrade to the house. The business that you may have remaining in town is to report back to the BBC and let them know that things should be back on track and and everything's fine. Other than that, is there anything anybody wanted to do upon returning to London?
We have to go get our shows.
Yeah, you guys have
Yeah,
shows you need to pitch. I sorry. I will DM the group. But no, we're it's bad. I don't think I have anything. I do want to log a thing in the book because that seems like a thing Saoirse would want to do.
Absolutely. And you guys, you've taken that upgrade. You can all take a bonus XP point for the last session. That's totally fair. That's fine. That is all good. So, after you've settled in, you've unpacked and had a chance to relax at the house and had some tea, and Hawkins comes into the library for whoever's there. I don't know if you've settled on places in the house that you like to hang out yet, but he comes into the library if anyone is in the library.
I don't technically live there, but you can't prove it otherwise.
I'll be looking up human anatomy.
All right. And he has a little silver tray with a card on it. And he says, "Pardon me, while you were away in Liverpool, I did receive a card from a man that came by seeking assistance." And he holds out the tray to whoever wants to take it.
No, I'll take it.
There you are, sir.
Thank you. Pop it open.
And it is, to put it in terms of like American Psycho, right? Like it is a very fine calling card, right? It's got a watermark, it's very linen paper, very nice. It's embossed with a gold symbol that you're not really familiar with. But it says that Robert DeVere requests your assistance, and it's penned out. Please feel free to call on him at his town home, Essex House. And the X in Essex has like the big flowing calligraphy underneath it.
All right.
I don't know if any of you are familiar with the well-to-do of England.
Sean would be, and I assume by extension, maybe Diablo.
Diablo keeps an eye and ear out for these types of people.
So you know that the DeVere family, and specifically Robert, is the Earl of Essex, which is sort of the neighboring area to London, just to the north. A very wealthy aristocrat family that, they're big wheels. Well, I mean, in terms of the peerage of the UK, it's Duke and then Marquis and then Earl is like the third tier, but that's still pretty good.
Is he kind to my lady?
I don't know. You know what? Let me just see. You have totally been to the Earl's townhouse before and done a she did a seance there. Performed a whole thing. And they paid very well and promptly, and it was an entertaining night for them. So as far as you know, yeah, the family is. They don't necessarily. I wouldn't call them like believers in the supernatural, but they're certainly interested in it and think that that's fun, and it was an exciting party. So
We could go and ruin that professional relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go and call on them.
I think
But-
we should.
by the time you did get home, it is later in the day, so you might not necessarily want to charge over there immediately. It's just Hawkins didn't want to wait to tell you. Because it would be considered vaguely impolite to show up at like the dinner hour.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
sort
we
of
can
thing.
sleep off our adventure and then go in the morning.
He doesn't say why. There isn't like it's just a card. Hey, come in, an
Yeah,
invitation.
It's essentially in the tradition of the earlier Victorian calling cards of this is how I let you know that your presence is requested, kind of a thing. Like, at your earliest convenience, please come. You're welcome upon my house. Kind of a thing. But the tradition more carried on now by the well-to-do that are able to live that life without providing like a phone number, right? That kind of thing. Like, for sure, he has a phone. He could have left a number for you to call,
Yes.
but no. There isn't anything like that on this card. Perhaps because of the unusual nature of your business. That's
You want
not
me to
something...
go out and find the phone number?
I've sir. Sorry, I'm still dying. Suspicious. I don't think that he means harm, but it's still suspicious. I don't.
If you want, I can go into his room, figure out what he wants with us.
I mean, if he's an earl, he's used to people just kind of doing what he says. So I don't think we should take offense.
I'm offended by all English nobility.
Right. Well, I mean, there's that, but I don't think this specific action was meant as an offense.
Oh, I'm
And
sure.
yet, I think I'm still offended, though.
Well,
to
yeah.
call upon my lady in this manner. I think if she was here with us today, she would point at me and say, Diablo, go out.
I think,
She's upstairs.
I think she's just taking
She's
a
fine.
She
nap or
is,
something.
She is resting, and I shouldn't bother her.
All right.
Uh,
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, just if we're going to play by their rules, we can wait till tomorrow. Unless you do want to sneak over tonight.
I do.
I
I'm
mean,
not
certainly could.
sneaky.
it would be funny to surprise an earl in his bed, but I do think that may have repercussions.
If you are not sneaky, he, you can come with me, and I'll make sure that you don't make a sound.
I dislike that sounded like a threat.
It's not a threat. I care for you, and I often watch who approaches your door at night.
Has anyone been approaching your door?
I don't think so.
I mean, we've only been here like the 2 nights, right?
Yes.
Is it Diablo? Have you been approaching Saoirse's door?
No, I can show you the thing that walks around at night, if you'd want.
No, actually, I think I'd sleep better if I didn't know.
No, draw us a picture.
I already did. So if you can come with me, I can show you.
This feels like a good. I'm gonna follow the crazy man. Let's do this.
Diablo will enter into
I call
his
your bluff.
domicile and kind of move underneath the bed and beckon with his hands kind of scratching at the wood for Cersei to crawl under the bed with him.
I'll lay on the floor and just sort of like lean. You know when like an adult just can't fit in like a child-sized pillow fort situation. Like so she's gonna like kind of lay down and like lean her head in.
Oh, and
Why are there so many scratches?
And
We've been here 2 nights.
Sean is asleep in the bed above you.
Yeah,
I did forget that.
please be quiet. I don't want to
Why are
wake
there so many scratches?
anxiety.
Okay.
But look at the face. Look at it gaze at you. That is what I see sometimes.
Saoirse's gonna scooch out from under the bed and just leave.
Hey, wait, hold on. So like crawl out, make sure that Sean is like tuck, and then like fluff the pillows, make some ocean noises as he leaves. And then close the door.
Loudnum. Just throwing it out there. Loudnum. And so she's gonna go back to the library.
What does that mean?
And so what'd he show you?
Okay, I have how accurate is your carving of the thing?
It's kind of like this jagged figure, this face almost curved like a grotesque diamond. And there's kind of like these moist little spots that were dug into it where his nail broke and he bled into the scratch mark. So there's these dark stains that line this face. And the face has this kind of awkward sewn shut eyes. So they're just kind of scratched up and down, and his jaw is also sewn up. It appears to be this almost naked, maybe a woman, but it's too many arms, too many appendages, and its face just looks weird.
To be very honest, I do want to disregard everything that Diablo has just done. However, even terrible artists can convey the things that scare them. And even let's pray we don't see it. And
all right.
so she like goes and grabs a book. I don't know, one of the books that's in the library, probably like local flora for London. There isn't really, and finds a chair that has clearly just become nest and starts to read in it.
Yeah, I'll just watch her.
I'm not.
All right.
Sure.
I'll go back to drinking my port, and I'll move one over next to Saoirse and leave it on the little table next to your nest.
Takes it immediately. Diablo's scary for a reason. I'll respect it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, hopefully you can sleep tonight after that, but I think I'm gonna go to bed, and he'll retire for the evening.
Good night. Did you want to wake up early in the morning and do some training?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'd like that a lot.
Yeah, that was nice.
She'll
Is
just
there anything
continue to sit in
anybody
the
else
library.
wanted to?
Because Saoirse's kind of a nerd. I actually will trade out local flora and fauna for the local history of Essex.
Oh, sure. You can start to look up some things about the territory of the Earl of Essex.
Yeah.
I'll just give you, since at this point it's very generic research. Like, if you need to think about something of the territory of the Essex area, like, I'll give you a +1 on any future roll that
Yeah.
might need.
Yeah, I think just like if there's I think if we go in and he's like, I'm being plagued by a spirit and it might be my family, like, cool, we'll be, that's sort of where she's wondering. But I'm not doing like a full research action yet.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this is just some background info. I'll give you +1 on a future actual research roll once you have some direction to aim yourself.
Excellent.
For sure. Anything else before bed for anybody? No? All right.
Just a little trauma.
It's cool. Don't worry, there'll be more. So Jackie, middle of the night, you wake up because you thought you know how when there's like a noise that's out of place, it's enough to kind of wake you up, but you don't necessarily even remember what the noise was at first. You're just like, huh? Like, what? And you're in that sort of confusion of the dark, and this is still a new room for you, so it's a new place. That kind of disorientation. But a few seconds later, you hear this noise that sounds like somebody out on the street is in distress. Like, you hear this kind of like kind of reedy noise, like I said, like somebody's out there that might need help or something.
Yeah. And I have a street window, right? So I'll run over and look out to the street.
You pull back the curtain, and right outside the window there is this woman, and she's staring right at you, and her mouth is open, and the noise comes out again, and it sounds like it's very far away. But she can't get any closer than, like, it looks like she's like up as close as she can get to the window, but she's not able to touch it.
And we're on the second floor, right?
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
You look and you do not see her touching the ground. She's not 20 feet tall. She looks like a normal woman. Sort of a like that dark red sort of auburn hair. The kind that at night would almost look black, but in the sunlight would probably have some reddish highlight to it. That people nowadays would pay a lot of money for in a salon. That kind of hair. And sort of wearing a diaphanous dress, right? It's very light, and it's fluttering in the breeze, and her feet are just dangling there, and she's right looking at you. And she does, like, you can tell that she's trying to, she opens her mouth again, and you hear the same noise, and then she turns her head and looks down the street, and then just flies like shot out of a cannon away. And you can roll. We're going to do 2 rolls, actually. You can roll. First, we need to check about fear. And, of course, I got all into house upgrades, and I took the bookmark out of the fear roll. So 1 second. Page 68. You can tackle the situation with logic or empathy.
All right.
And you have to roll one of those 2 base stats.
Just the base stat. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's no successes
Okay.
on my 3 dice.
So in this case, you have become terrified. This that you saw, like it felt like not only was there this creepy floating apparition outside your window, but that there was a reason, and it's not necessarily clear what exactly it was, but you felt some sort of a connection there. So you can choose to either flee, freeze, faint, or attack.
Well, there's a window in the way, so I don't think he's gonna attack.
And the window was complete, like it was not broken or hurt in any way.
Right. So I think he stumbles backwards and he's like, Christ almighty, and he like trips over the bed, scratches to get up, and like flings open his door, rushes into the hallway, and like sees the doors, the options that he has to look for help. And I think he goes to Sean's room and raps, and he's like, Diablo.
And Diablo will quickly crawl out from under the bed and open the door and say, shh, placing his finger on the Texan's lips.
Damn it. No, there is a ghost outside of my window, or there was, and she just, like a bat out of hell, flew down the street. You got to come with me.
All right, let's go then. Should we wake the other one?
Sure.
All right, let's wake Cersei. And he'll go running towards her room and kick open her door.
Cersei's in the library.
And then run downstairs and kick open a library door.
Still asleep in the same chair. Yeah, sure. I'll get up. That's a lot of that's a fun way to be woken up in the middle of the night.
Come with us.
Once, do you both run into the library, or do you wait in the hall, Jackie?
I think I'll go into the library.
Okay. Once you enter the library, you can roll logic vigilance.
Okay. Nope. That is no successes again.
All right. Cool. So you have awoken Saoirse in the library.
Saoirse, there was a damn ghost outside of my window. I tell you, I ain't never seen nothing like it. It was screaming, but like from far away, and then it flew down the street, bat out of hell, just so fast.
Let's go to your room.
Sure, you can go in there.
All right.
Yeah, let's go to Let's go to Jackie's room.
I
And,
mean, I'm
like-
telling you, it left. It flew down the street.
Yeah, but maybe there's something it left behind.
What did
and-
it? I'm trying not to. It didn't. It. What did it? What did it do? A
It
float.
looked like a
ghost's
woman,
float.
flowy
yes.
dress, mouth open, screaming, but the scream was coming from far away. And then it just looked at something down the street and flew away.
And you could hear it scream.
Right.
I don't want to sound
We're going
apathetic.
to go follow the ghost then.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you sure?
so can
Yes.
I go
Maybe
follow the
not.
ghost? Like, would I be too scared to go follow the ghost?
No, you've met up with your friends and you fled the immediate scene of the terror.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
has to happen, right? Like you
Johnny
got out of the
went in-
room.
Johnny went into the warm embrace of Diablo, and it's comforting. You know.
Yeah, he went for the scariest thing he knew to help with the scary thing he just saw.
Honestly, a great move. I don't want to bring up lore that is not relevant to the game, so I'm not going to make big assumptions. But I will guess that that is a banshee.
Okay.
That's a portent of death, so we should follow. I think we should follow it. But yeah, no, Saoirse is already putting on the coat and is like, let's go.
Have
Sure.
you killed
He'll
a
pull the-
woman recently, Johnny?
No.
And it's
I don't
okay
think I've
if
ever
you
killed
have. I just want
I don't think I've ever killed a woman.
Okay,
No.
I'll cross that off my list then. Let's go.
Yeah, and like Saoirse's already running out the door. Like I think she knows the
So-
direction that Jackie pointed.
So you fling open the front door, and you take a couple of steps out onto the front porch, before you go down the steps to the street, right?
Mhm.
And immediately at the door behind you, like having caught the door so it doesn't swing around and bang the wall, Hawkins is standing there and says, "I wouldn't advise traveling alone at night. Something has disturbed the house." Because the other two haven't joined you outside yet.
You will have to be far more specific.
I'm
So just like
afraid-
barefoot coat and like yesterday's clothes.
I'm
ahead.
afraid that I cannot be more specific at this time, but the wards of the house were exorcised this evening.
Oh, okay. We'll have Jackie and Diablo, and we'll go.
Well, as you wish. I just wanted to inform you for your safety. Good
And
luck.
I come stomping up. Had to get my boots, and I'm just wearing long johns and now my boots, and I've thrown like whatever my jacket is on, and I'm on my way.
Yeah, we pretty much burst out into the scene looking like the most rugged Abercrombie and Finch like cover ever, as we're like half dressed with our like chest exposed, scars on our abs, just like let's do this.
Sorry, dog
Yep.
attack.
I'm trying to decide if that was a long enough conversation for Saoirse to remember she's not wearing shoes, and I don't think it was. So I think we're just gonna go in stocking feet because that's gonna be fun.
Mhm.
We're making brave and heroic choices.
All right, so you guys get out onto the front porch, and Hawkins closes the door behind you. He doesn't like slam it shut and lock it or anything. It's just he closes the door. And once you get out onto the street, you don't see anything immediately here. However, you can all make another logic vigilance roll.
These dice. Y'all are fired. You're going over there.
I have okay logic and no vigilance.
Got nothing.
That's cocked. Nothing.
All the way around. I will take this moment to let you guys know that you can push rolls in this
Oh.
game.
Oh, really?
Oh, we can?
Yes.
Oh, we pushing it.
So you can push a roll, but you have to take a condition to do so.
Okay.
And this is a mental check, so I'll take frightened to reroll.
Sure. That makes all the sense in the world.
Angry for me.
Damn it! All right.
Oh, I
y'all are
got
fired
one
too.
success. One.
Okay.
I'm
You
not
didn't get
gonna push it.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what happens.
Rock on. So you didn't get anything, right, Kurt?
No.
Okay. So Diablo, you look down the street the direction that Jackie is pointed, right? And you don't see anything down there, but when you kind of turn back around to the group, on the far corner, kind of across the intersection from the corner of that where the house is, you see that there's a figure of a man standing there, and he's mostly in shadow, right? The streetlight is not on whoever it is. But the reason why you picked it out just passing by with your eye is you see like the cherry of a cigarette glowing, like somebody taking a long drag on a cigarette down there.
Yeah, I mean, he's angry. Like, he probably is worried, like, Sean's going to fire him because, it's not working, taking personal time for himself, chase after this woman. So he's just going to run. He's going to point and just be like,
Oh, all right. Why don't you do a physique agility roll then
with
to see
pleasure.
how quickly you can get over there?
Come on, dice. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So you just take off, sprinting to the corner and across. You get right up to the figure. And as soon as you get into range where you could have a conversation with them, the cigarette kind of moves down from the mouth and is held in a hand, casually, sort of. And you see just this gleaming white grin that's kind of reflecting the light as you've gotten closer. You are almost reminded of your terror, right?
Oh.
Like it's that, but they're like perfect teeth, right? They're not sharp, they're not creepy in any way other than it's just like someone either has amazing dental genetics or in modern era spent a whole lot of money to make them perfectly white. Like they're so white that you're like, that's a little weird, especially in the 1920s. Right? You're like, I don't know if maybe they have baking soda mines somewhere. I don't know what their what their profession is that they could have teeth like that, but
I mean, like, normal human teeth do better at eating flesh than a lot of sharpened teeth, especially if it's a moving target. So, and as I'm approaching this person, like, I don't want to talk to him. Diablo is just going to jump and bring both of his knees up to just try to smash his face with my knees. Both
okay.
Knees, like, whoosh.
So that's gonna be a physique force roll.
Get some, stranger. I hope this isn't someone important.
I'm sure it's not, but now I'm worried. Welcome to London Calling, where we beat up humans and romance the supernatural.
3 successes.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it all on damage, and I also get a +1 damage. So it's base 2 damage. So 3, 4, 5 damage.
Okay. Give me 1 second, because they get a chance to have a parry roll,
Oh yeah.
or dodge, something roll, avoid roll. You you just straight, like, from a full run, just leap into this straight attack. Now let's
Yeah.
see what happens. And I'm sorry, you got 2 successes or 3?
3.
3. Okay. So you are flying through the air at this person's head, and they, like in classic martial art movie style, like just slide to the side, and like the slow motion camera is like your knee passing like an inch
I'm like, whoa!
in front of their face. And then you feel on your back as you go by, you feel a like they're there pat on your back. Like, now this, like, you hear this just baritone voice just go, now there's no need for that. I don't have any business with you.
Diablo has never been more aroused. As he like turns with his kind of like fist up, trying to get a good look at this fella.
Have we
Sure.
caught up?
So yeah, I think after that happens,
Yeah.
we'll have like run over.
I, out of character, got excited and didn't think about what we were going to do next, what was happening. And I apologize for everything that's happening next.
Okay. I'm excited now.
I've just figured out what's going on.
So as you guys run up, Jackie, why don't you describe a certain person that you made a deal with?
Right. So the banker wears a perfect black suit, red tie. They are a like mixed race, sort of beige skin tone. They stand about 6 foot tall, or actually probably a little shorter, 6'10", so as not to be imposing.
No, 5'10".
Or 5'10", 6'10", 5'10", as to not be imposing. And their sort of demeanor is that of someone who knows they've already won.
Yeah, they have.
So you run up and pull up short because you have seen the face of who's standing
Right.
here now.
Banker.
Well, good evening.
Does he have a name?
Yes, Diablo, that's the banker. I'm afraid this is probably my business if the rest of y'all want to retire to the house.
No,
What business? I don't know that we've talked about this.
I've
No, I don't think so.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm interested in this person, and I would like to get to know them better.
Not that we're really not in a place to do business. And Saoirse looks down and also just gestures at everyone's state of undress, essentially. I don't
Diablo,
know
like,
that
sucks in his gut, you know, like you're trying to like impress someone, you're like
he kind of looks at everyone and he says, no, it isn't time for business yet. I'm just so relieved to have finally found the right intersection. You wouldn't believe how many there are on this side of the ocean. These cities are very old.
They are. I thought that might have helped, but I guess not.
Oh, it did. I've had to work quite hard.
Well,
But just so you
take
know,
that as a comfort.
you're not quite overdue. And now that I know where to find you, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Is there
So
something
tell me,
else
was
you
it you
want?
that battered our what did he say? Defenses? Did you
Exercised.
rattle our cages over there?
No. I haven't crossed the street.
So then it wasn't you that sent that ghost?
Oh, um, she's a bit of a nuisance. I'm sorry if you were bothered.
Who did you kill a woman?
She's not for Jackie.
Well, I am certainly not employing the spirit you're talking about. I don't control anything about her and her business, or anyone she chooses to sing to. I don't think she liked me being here very much.
I don't think I like you being here very much.
I enjoy it if you.
Oh, that's kind to say. And he just ignores Saoirse's statement and smiles that big, broad smile again at Diablo.
I've made some friends there, Mr. Banker, and I think maybe it might be in your best interests to stay on warmer shores.
Oh. Do you think your friends can help?
I look around. I
I'm pretty
do.
sure. I'm pretty sure I get points for going to heaven if I punch the devil in the face.
Wait,
Did you say that?
I'm considering it.
I'm just curious because I would have a response, but
I think Saoirse mutters that.
oh, he ain't the devil. Not just.
Oh no. You give me too many accolades, dear lady. I wouldn't assume to such a lofty position.
I think it still counts.
Perhaps. I can't say that I know all the inner workings of everyone's heavens and hells.
More of an army recruiter, if I get the comparison correct.
You guys do know heaven doesn't exist, right?
Saoirse's has a physique score of 2 and is also somehow rolling up her very large coat, the sleeves on her very large coat.
Why is everyone so aggressive with you, Banker?
Well, I understand that I might be a little unsettling to some people.
I understand that.
And he looks over at Saoirse rolling up her coat, and you make eye contact for a second, and you see like the pupil of each eye does the like full on like 1980s camera flash red eye, right?
Like Storm of the Century when he's like in the dark and like
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
little
love that scene.
pinpoints of red light, almost as like a really now don't start.
I'm gonna die. No.
But
Did you want to come in for tea? Coffee, maybe?
Oh, don't do that.
Oh, that's very kind.
I'm sorry, but you are
Absolutely not.
unwelcome.
Oh.
Well, you and I could go to a tavern.
Well, I wouldn't say no. I've been traveling quite a bit.
Let me take care of you tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hand on Diablo's shoulder. Diablo, I caution you to make any sort of deals with this gentleman. He's got a lot of pretty words, but they come at a heavy cost.
Isn't that just life, though?
I mean, most lives last longer than this cost.
My parents are dead, and it's my fault. And I would like nothing more than be able to see them again and tell them I'm sorry.
I doubt they're wherever you would go.
Oh, interesting.
Uh,
I haven't done one of those in a long time. And he kind of, for anyone that's a fan of old movies, he does the like Oliver Hardy like fiddle with the necktie move, like he's excited, right?
Ooh.
Uh,
Is it like a Windsor or a double knot? What are we talking here? What's the tie game we got?
You know what? I think he's probably like the first in history to rock the like Merovingian knot from the Matrix movies,
snap!
right? Like
Whew.
yeah, that's definitely in style, right?
Got the vapors here.
But he clearly does like a finger flex, like a and he's like, I'd love to talk to you about helping you out if you'd like.
I would.
Now, I have an out of character question because Jackie would just grab Diablo and start dragging him back towards the house, but I don't want to take away Mitch's agent. I don't want to take away your agency, Mitch, if that is not appropriate.
I'm having the same problem.
No, I
I'm
think like right now he's just kind of awestruck by the beauty of this creature, thinking very dark and carnal thoughts as he's looking at him. So this is a great time that you can probably just pull him away as he just continues to gaze at this beautiful creature.
All right. Well, it's been nice talking, banker. And I grab Mitch by the or Mitch. I grab Diablo.
Don't grab
by,
me.
Like, what are you wearing? What did you put on?
Oh, he has like tan pants, slacks, and that's it.
That's all he's wearing. So
Yeah.
I just grab him by the belt loop and I just pick him up and start walking back towards the house.
Oh my. Yeah.
All right.
Not today, Satan.
Completely, Saoirse just does like.
And he tosses off like a jaunty salute, right? And he goes, let me know if you change your mind.
That ain't gonna be necessary.
All right.
And when I get back,
head back to the house. I was
Okay.
gonna say, head back to the house amidst like angry Gaelic muttering.
You do, as you're turning away, Saoirse, you see him like he steps into like the shadow behind the light pole, right? Like he takes a step to like he's leaving. And as he steps into that shadow, like none of him comes out the other side. Right? So it's just he just steps through, and like it's like if you watch him, he steps in behind the pole and you would expect him to continue walking, and he just is gone. Walking back towards the house though, Jackie, you do hear from down the street in the direction you saw that ghost go, you do hear and it's actually way far away, but sounds perfectly crystal clear to you now. It's just this moan, this not muffled like it was before.
Is it still terrifying?
Well, I mean, you've tamped down the fear, and you have also had this other interaction that causes you anxiety in the meantime. So you're not horrified by it right now, but you clearly hear it, and it's almost louder.
Yeah,
even though it's crazy far, it's almost louder than it was before.
So his head will like snap where it was, and then I'll just like rush into the house.
Right. And as soon as you cross through the doorway, you don't hear it anymore.
And I'll set Diablo down. I'm sorry for manhandling you like that.
I don't mind.
You don't know what those. He's good at selling something that you don't want. And then I'll go grab like whatever the like whiskey bottle, the thing of whiskey, and I'll just pour myself like a full glass of whiskey.
Sure. And after you're all in, you see that Hawkins, like, he bolts the door, like it has a throw over deadbolt. And he says, The house is once again secure. Please rest easy the rest of the evening. I shall remain on watch.
God damn it.
Saoirse climbs into a nearby chair and sits cross-legged to and grabs another with another cup of another glass of whiskey. So if the banshee's not for you, do you want to talk about the banker? We can find out who dies tomorrow morning.
I guess. I thought I got far enough away. Across the damn world.
London's not a bad place to lose something that looks for crossroads if you think about it. There's a ton of snickleways that I assume make a lot of really hard to reach areas.
That was my hope. I don't know. I made a dumb choice as a kid.
What did you get out of it?
Well, I ain't lost a fight that I didn't lose on purpose for the last 9.5 years. And I'll reach in my pocket, and we got some money, right, from finishing that job.
Hold on, wait, I have follow-up questions. You lost fights on purpose?
Boxing's not as glamorous as it sounds. If you want to be important, you don't always get to decide who wins. It's not always a merit game.
We've seen 2 Vaesen tonight, and Saoirse's world is now shattered because she just found out Jackie's thrown a fight.
I'm sorry. Hell, the first time someone asked me to throw a fight, I didn't do it. She turned around and cursed me or something. Damn witch.
What? Okay.
I spent a year
confusing.
trying to figure out how to lift a curse. That's where I found the damn banker.
Who is the banker?
No, he's, I don't know, a demon, I guess. I think I nailed it pretty good calling him an army recruiter. I don't know if you've ever been recruited by the army, but they promise you all kind of things you don't get.
What did you lose?
Well, in about so many months, my life.
Life? Soul. I've always wondered about that part.
Can you go on living if you ain't got the soul?
I guess we'd have to prove that there was one.
And I think sometimes when you grow up, when your soul dies, kind of like that little childhood gleam, that love for life, you stare at people like empty strangers.
You've lost Saoirse for a few minutes on the metaphysics of whether or not you can keep living. Oh, she believes she has a soul, so she's gonna work on that for a second.
So they just want life, right? Life or a soul.
I don't know. As I understand it, they're gonna send something to come and claim it, and I don't intend on giving it up willingly. So,
do you have access? Did you sign a contract?
yeah.
Do you have access to the contract?
I actually don't know how that works with Crossroads Demons. If he would, I don't think he would. I imagine it vanished the second he signed it.
Well, yes, because they don't want you finding loopholes.
Right. I mean, if you can find me a lawyer that's actually been to hell and not just pretends.
We're gonna sidetrack tomorrow this mystery to find you a demon lawyer.
My plan was, first of all, just get the hell out of Dodge, right? I joined the army, I came over, did the war thing, and then I figured this town was so chock full of shit that nobody'd be able to find me here.
And yet.
Well, I guess you can't win them all.
Can I ring for Hawkins?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Saoirse has no idea how to summon Hawkins still. I know it was demonstrated. I don't think she
It's a bell.
Remember?
Ding, ding.
oh, I know. But
Oh.
yeah, Saoirse gets up and starts looking let me Hawkins, and then she just leaves and starts walking towards the kitchen to find him.
Okay. You exit the room, and he is standing like right in front of the entrance table in the middle of the foyer. And he looks over and he goes, "Yes,
Do you sleep?
I let you know that I would be on watch the rest of the evening."
We are going to have a conversation at some point about this. But first, would the society have a contact to a barrister who might be versed in supernatural law?
And he kind of looks at you puzzled for a minute, and he says, I am not sure.
Would you find out?
Perhaps there's something in the records of the house in the library. I don't frequent other businesses and purveyors very often.
Oh. I guess that follows up with the question that I had before, which is is it rude to ask, are you a person?
Well, of
Dang.
course.
Are you human?
Well,
Is that rude? That feels rude. You can't just ask people if they're human.
I mean, are you going to ask her?
Yeah, no, she asks.
Oh, all right.
I'm avoiding the question, what are you?
I understand the awkwardness, ma'am. I do serve the house in the capacity I did previously. I am a human.
I feel like there's a but.
Well, again, in my service to the house, I have both gained and lost things.
Blink once if you are trapped here.
Well, trapped is a stronger word and a different word than I would use to refer to my employment here.
All right.
In terms of the strict definition of trapped, I could choose to terminate my employment at any time. If that helps.
It doesn't, but okay. And
all right, I'm sorry.
if okay. And so she just turns around and leaves again. Back to the library.
Okay.
It's if you can't if you don't have any, well, I feel like that would be a contact thing, that would a mechanical contact if we needed a lawyer.
Yes, it would.
There's a fixer,
but
they're expensive.
I think before we get to that, we can take our little break because now's a great moment to do so. So, for those of you watching live, we'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'll even put up a 5-minute countdown timer. For those of you listening, that will have just evaporate and will suddenly reappear in your ears. So it'll be like a magic time warp that only you get to experience. We will be back in just a moment. But I did it. Haha. I'm a magician. So we've returned. You're in the library. Is anyone planning to do additional things, or just going to try and get some more rest before bed?
I have concerns about the I guess I'm having concerns because Banshee isn't nothing, but also that Jackie can hear it isn't nothing, but I can't decide, but she doesn't work for the banker, which means I have no idea what it is anymore. What's going on anymore. So I might try to do research, but I don't think I have a good enough place to start with that. So it might not be worth doing yet.
You tell me.
Hmm.
I am happy to assist with research if that's the thing you choose to want to do, or
are there books on legal proceedings in the library?
I'm sure there would be.
Are there books on supernatural? I'm gonna look for books on Crossroads Demons.
Do we have Bing or Google in this library?
I feel like you have, like, it's
like
pretty early on. It's probably like
Ask
Alta
Jeeves.
Vista.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's do this.
Maybe Metacrawler, that old spider one.
Oh my god, I don't even know what that is.
Sorry.
Legally, we have to use Finder Spider, which is the approved fake Google that you have to use in TV shows now.
Oh.
Okay.
It's not. We have to make them up every time we use them, or we have to pay for them.
It's so stupid.
Oh my gosh,
right.
mute.
Your crinkly package was very crinkly.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, damn it. Saoirse, you seemed pretty calm about that ghost I described.
Oh, I wasn't, but then we were distracted by the other thing. That's just it's not just okay. I think it'd be a banshee, which isn't great for you.
I mean, okay, wait. So banshees are like sirens or something?
No, that's very different. Lady ghosts who scream or cry and let you know that you're going to die.
What?
In retrospect, I should not have run after it, especially if you could hear it.
So wait, it's telling me I'm gonna die?
If you can hear it, yes. Or a loved one.
Do you love anyone?
If you want to do a roll specifically about the ghost lady, research wise, you could totally do that.
Okay. What would that be?
Well, that would be whatever, investigation, logic investigation.
Oh, cool.
Or I suppose logic learning. I'd give you either one.
Okay. Let's see. Do I have any point? Nope. They're the same. Okay. I got one success on my 2 dice.
I feel like that's a victory.
You had better luck than me.
So, you find a book of like stories of Vaesen of Ireland, right? And it does specifically. I apologize for anybody watching. I don't know why the video is choppy.
Yeah, we're getting stuttery video.
It's pretty bizarre.
We do not apologize to anyone who's using the podcast version of this.
Yeah. Sound seems fine. I don't have any issues there, but I don't I've gone and screwed it up now. Hold on. There we go.
Did you blow on it?
No, when you go to, if you're capturing a zoom window and you go to minimize it, it messes up where it's capturing and all that jazz. but that's weird because it's even stuttery directly in the source.
Hmm.
Huh. Anyway, I'll worry about it later. For now, the thing is, you found a listing about specifically with Saoirse's assistance of giving it a name, right? The Banshee. They are known to sing or cry to those that are about to die. But it's not always death. There are instances where it can be like forewarning, right?
Could it have been that she was warning us that the banker was here?
Maybe. Like I'd give you a more specific answer if you'd gotten better with your investigation.
Oh, right.
But
I already got
If
the one
anything-
success on 2 dice.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
very courteous. It was very courteous of her to give you a warning. Some people just die.
I mean, I guess that's true. It's weird because when she screamed at the window, it sounded really far away, and then when I heard it again outdoors, it was closer or louder, even though she was further away.
I mean,
Is that like a timer? Does it mean it's getting closer, like it's coming?
I feel like this goes without saying, but I've never heard one.
Oh, right. All right.
Have I?
Hell.
Guess you'll
I've
find
never heard
out
one.
soon enough.
Can I could do a logic investigation roll. Why not? Can I?
Yeah.
My fucking so many dice and no fucking 6 dice. Trying to find dice that won't betray me.
Might have been rude tonight.
1 success.
Okay, and one more time, I'm sorry. Specifically, the question that you're trying to research.
If I mean, if he's right, like if I'm just trying to confirm sort of the like if that banshee was for him, because it doesn't sit well with Saoirse that the demon didn't seem to notice or care.
Okay. So here's something. It's not so much that he didn't notice. It's that he didn't make the banshee appear.
Oh, that was just a nice courtesy.
Banshees have been known to warn people of supernatural death looming. Like if something is not right about a demise that is pending, they have been seen to do that. Right? So it's probably more like adding up what he said and this information, it's probably more like the banshee appeared and was trying to scream a warning, and he didn't actually want that to occur, right? It was more like he probably just finally found the place and caught the scent, and was happy about that and was just checking out the place. And the banshee showed up to be like, hey, there's real trouble out here, that kind of a thing.
Oh, fun. Okay. Yeah. So you just congratulations. You got a warning rather than just sudden awful death. Enjoy. I guess it's not too, if you already know your contract's up, then.
I mean, I guess I'll take it. So you can tell that Jackie is a little like afraid, or he's frightened. What's your inspiration stat?
Mine? 3.
I was just looking up how to cure mental conditions,
Oh.
and other people can roll. Other people can roll inspiration to cheer them up.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do that. Let me see. I don't roll well. Bad idea. Yeah, I did not roll well. I got 2 5s. I got roll close.
So, if I may, can I portray a way that you might have tried to comfort Jackie?
Yes.
So
Feel like I know
I think you were probably like, oh, don't worry. Banshees aren't always about your immediate death. Sometimes they're just about an inevitable death that's coming for you. Or
Get a little
somebody,
Diablo.
yeah. Like, I don't know if that
Yeah.
really.
I think Saoirse just sort of sits there. It's like, well, it's nice that you had a warning. Not that it really mattered, because the demon was going to find you anyway. You knew your time was going to be up, and it really is only your fault. I don't know that much about turning demons away. And then she just starts kind of derailing onto like how to ward against fairies, which is her expertise.
Mm.
You just get a good lecture, but like a lecture on like the origin of St. John's wort.
Well, I have to say this has been enlightening. I'm gonna go drink myself to sleep now. Y'all have a good evening.
Oh, do you want to do anything before you die?
Damn it, Diablo! How are you so good at that?
Good at what?
Oh, is it not even on purpose?
What do you mean?
Damn, it's just like, how do you cut right to the bone every time?
I don't know. If I was gonna die, I would want my moments to, I don't know, mean something, to matter in some way.
I'll tell you this. I've spent the last 10 years getting about as strong as I can and surrounding myself with people who know what they're doing, so that when that time comes, I'm gonna fight like hell, and I do not intend on dying just yet.
But it's power given to you by the devil.
Well, it's mine now, and he can come and take it if he wants to, but I'm gonna fight him for it.
All right.
I do think you can beat him in a contest. Do you play the fiddle?
What?
That
wasn't even. Got so confused, I lost my accent.
Saoirse has now had two glasses of whiskey and hands you a book on like a pamphlet, because she doesn't know the library well enough yet, but she does have pockets. A pamphlet on for like free music lessons that is, in like Limerick, so it's super not useful. And she also hands you her silver cross and is like, "Good night, American man." And then she walks back with her legal book and sits down in her chair to read. She's not going to stay up very long.
I ain't from Georgia. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go.
What do you want to do?
What do you mean? Like before I die?
Yeah.
Hell, I don't know. Have a family. I don't know. I already got the boxing thing. It's going pretty good.
All right. I'll take care of it.
What does that mean?
Oh, I'll think of something.
Don't do something weird. You don't have to do anything weird. It's okay. I understand if you are concerned for me, but you do not have to do anything like, I don't know. Just, I appreciate your company though. You want to drink with me till I fall asleep?
No, I get violent when I drink.
All right, well maybe you don't drink then.
Yeah. Why don't you drink and try to forget? I'm gonna go for a walk.
All right, well, just don't go outside because there's banshees and demons out there. It's a bad night for walks.
Seems like it.
All right.
Good night.
And
Tornado.
Jackie will go up to bed. Good night, Diablo.
I'm gonna go get him a kid. How much do orphans go at this time period? What are we talking
Is it?
about?
I was
3 cents?
hoping
I'm
you were
gonna
talking
X-
about
I'm
a
gonna
baby
X-
goat.
Kidnapping an orphan.
It's not
Okay.
kidnapping, it's paying for an orphan.
I was hoping you were talking about a baby goat.
Here's a
I've
pet.
seen Witch. I am not bringing goats into this devil thing. It's a terrifying
All right.
movie.
So, is there anything else Saoirse wants to do tonight?
I think she falls asleep reading the legal books.
Is there anything else the Diablo wants to do tonight that isn't the previous mentioned course of action?
If I can't get him a kid,
Get him a goat.
Goats are devils. Can I get him a hoe? Can I get you a, right?
I mean, you could go out and find. I'm assuming
I'm
you don't
gonna
mean
go.
a garden implement,
No. I meant
like
like
a sex worker.
yeah, sex. I'm gonna go get a sex worker. Yeah.
You can totally find. I
So
mean,
confusing.
it's a big city. It's it is not difficult to find some, especially
Cool.
like you've been here a while, so you know places to go to.
Yeah. I've probably been to a couple of them.
I
I'm gonna
don't-
find someone who looks as close to Jackie as possible because that's attractiveness, right? If they look alike, then it's attractive. Yeah.
Oh. All right. You know what? I wanna come up with a role for this to see how well you find somebody that looks like Jackie on the streets of London at like 2:30 in the morning. I will give you. You can either do logic vigilance,
Mhm.
or you could use empathy if that's higher.
I'm gonna use empathy.
Okay.
All right, so empathy, vigilance.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, come on. Come on. My boy's about to die. Need some companionship. He wants a family. One success.
Okay. You find someone that's like Jackie's height and hair color. But that's about as close as it gets, right? Like you can't really do much better than that. Like it's slim pickings by now out on the street, and not with a cowboy hat on an atom bomb. But
Yeah. That's hard. That's especially hard. Yeah. But I'll be like, all right, let's
sure. You're flush with cash still from your Liverpool adventure, so it's easy to come up with an adequate payment.
yeah. 3 weeks. And we're not looking for we're looking for a relationship. Make
you're trying to hire this person for 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks if I can. I don't know how much money, how far my money can go, but it's all going to the get Jackie companionship for his remainder days.
I think she looks at you and kind of goes, let's slow down just a little bit. Maybe let's start with tonight, and
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, just so you know, he's gonna die soon. So.
Oh, well, he doesn't have anything catching, right?
No, it's nothing. It's no disease or anything like that.
I just realized I started using a little bit of a southern accent entirely by accident
Is Jackie
because
wearing
it
off
looks a
on
little
him?
bit like Jackie.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So
let's just say someone's going to come in his room and kill him. A little bit
Tonight?
later. And not tonight. It'll be
Oh.
further down the line.
How do you know someone's gonna kill someone in the future?
I think let's just make it easy and we'll say I'm doing it, okay?
What?
Yeah.
No. And like they start to leave. There's...
Hold on.
No.
It's good money. Let's just do
I
tonight,
don't-
okay?
No, I don't know what you're into, but I am not okay with.
Okay. Oh gosh, I'm not good with people. I should have brought Saoirse or okay. Wow, I was kidding. Okay, I'm sorry that I have a dark sense of humor. My parents died. They were actually eaten by someone who came in through the window. I don't communicate with people very well, and I would very much like to pay you to provide my friend, who I desperately want to like me, some sort of comfort this night.
All right. So it's got to be an empathy manipulation role at this point. I was gonna give it to you for free, but you made it much more difficult on yourself.
That sounds legit. That sounds
Because
something.
anytime you start a negotiation with someone for, I'd like you to come and hook up with my friend because I like them a lot and they're about to die and I might be the murderer.
And I'm gonna kill him. Thank you, Google, for giving me 3 successes.
Oh.
I
Okay.
think I gotta get on this digital dice roller shit.
I mean, I got like 6 dice, but yeah, 3 successes.
Okay.
That's
So
dope.
3 successes is enough that you managed to convince her, haha, funny joke.
Yeah.
You're a funny guy.
I am. You know what they say about funny
so-
guys. They have
so,
funny words.
She like, and with the number of successes you got, you actually get like a empathy discount on the price, right?
Oh,
Like
sweet.
as a nice favor, right? Like, oh, this person's gonna die, and they're not sick in a way that is gonna cause a problem.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you know, one last hurrah for a dying friend.
Yeah.
That's a noble cause. That kind of a thing. Now it's not a huge discount because everybody deserves to be paid fairly, but
Yeah, no.
like
Get that money. I'll even if he comes back with a smile on his face, I'll put a tip in there for you.
all right. So she's like, yeah, where do I have to go?
Just come on over. You can follow me down these alleyways, and I'll take you to the house.
All right.
Do this.
If you had gotten like one less success on this manipulation, follow me down these dark alleyways. I promise it's fine. I'm not a murderer. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So she will totally come over to the house. When she gets to the house, she's a little taken aback because it's a huge house, right? Like, she's like, oh, and like you see, she tries to like primp a little bit, right? Like just like fix her dress and run fingers through her hair a little bit. And
You want me to bathe you before you go meet him?
no, I'm
a
clean.
servant.
I'm
It's not
fine.
weird, okay? All right.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, you could. I mean, yeah, okay. We can go in. That's fine.
All right, let's do this. And I'm gonna take her to Sean's room and just like with a little like scrubber, like he's just like, all right, get, and then like get one of like the
I
dress
feel
that
like-
I was wearing. I'll give
Oh.
to her so that but not the wig. The wig is mine to keep. I'm not giving her the wig. That's mine.
So Jackie's gonna wake up with a figure wearing the dress that he saw you wear before. Yeah, this is all gonna work out just fine. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
It's all for you, Jackie.
She goes over to Jackie's room, goes inside. We don't have to role play out what happens unless Jackie, you want to wake up and be like, "Get out of my room."
Yeah, I'm just gonna go under my bed and hope everything works out.
So he's still frightened, and I'm trying to decide if he thinks this is the ghost has come back, or if because he's real drunk, and so what's the fear roll? Empathy?
Yeah, it's just straight empathy.
All right, I want to see if he
Or logic.
if he
It could be-
spooks. Oh my gosh, yeah. No, he's like, ah! There's like screaming coming from Jackie's room.
I guess
All
I
right.
should investigate. I don't know.
No,
I'm
like so
maybe he's into it.
So screaming comes from Jackie's room. A couple of minutes later, there's like the soft knock back on Diablo's room, and she goes, "I think he liked it."
Okay. All right. Good job. That was quick. No, that was good.
And then
Yeah.
she says like, "Oh, thanks. Have a good night."
Yeah. I want the dress back actually.
Oh, and she changes
Yeah,
back
thank
into
you.
her original set of clothes.
All right.
and-
All right. See you
and-
later.
Like Hawkins appears at her elbow and escorts her out of the house.
Thank you, Hawkins. All right, and then
Good
he'll make
evening.
ocean noises for
Yes.
Sean. Yeah.
I'm so excited for you guys to recap only the moments of this game that happened in Sean's room, Sean and Diablo's room, to Sean next time.
Oh no.
And have her try and piece together at all what happened.
What the heck?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rest of the night passes uneventfully. Jackie passes out again, still a little afraid and paranoid that the ghost is in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkins probably came by to assure you that no, nothing of the sort has happened. There have not been any intrusions past the wards of the house. So you can get back to sleep. The sun rises the next morning, and you guys can get at it. Pitter patter.
Yeah.
All right.
God. Yeah. Wait, do you guys have to fight, I guess?
Well, no, I think we'd let's do those ladder push-ups where you put your legs on my shoulders and then we do it the opposite.
I don't think Jackie's up for exercise today. He's pretty
okay.
hungover.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
He emerges from his bedroom, cowboy hat on, covering his eyes, like real low, cigarette in his mouth, like one button done wrong, and he makes his way down to look for coffee.
Hey, Jackie.
Diablo.
I hope it was worth it. I put all my money into it, okay? So
what are you talking about? I had
the lady last night.
Wait,
wearing the
you knew
dress
the
I was
ghost came
wearing?
back? I thought that was a damn
Nah,
nightmare.
It wasn't a ghost. Okay. Nah, I hired someone to comfort you in the night.
Why wouldn't you ask me if I wanted you to do that?
That's actually a good point. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how best to take care of you.
All right, Diablo. I'm not like you getting me some companionship is not a problem. You getting me some companionship on a night when I saw a banshee that foretold my death without warning me is a problem.
All right, I think I'm getting it.
Okay.
You want to go over there for lunch? I can buy, I guess. We can probably invite.
No,
Shorty
it's
or
fine. It's fine. Let's just
Okay.
get some coffee and we'll go talk to this Earl.
All right. Sorry, I don't know. I just
no, it's fine. Just I don't know. Talk to me next time.
okay. When I was young, someone came through the window and
Sorry.
well, they
Diablo.
they-
Diablo.
huh?
As much as I want to hear this story, I do not think that right now is the time.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay.
Are you okay? That you sound like you're going to share something real personal.
No, it's cool. I'm just gonna bury that.
Oh,
You gotta make your last moments count. So you just tell me how best I can serve you.
Did my legal research do any? Not the what
Oh.
little happened actually work out?
Did we actually do a roll for it? I'm sorry.
I don't recall.
I don't think we got to the. You said you wanted to do that, but I don't think we rolled for it.
I'll roll for it. I do. I know she fell asleep reading the book, but like I don't know how fast that was.
So when you wake up in the morning, like some of the words from the page of the book are like lightly imprinted across the side of your face.
Yeah, I'm ruining these books.
But you can roll a logic investigation or logic learning, whichever one is better for you. It's fine.
I'm double checking.
In
They're
this
the
case.
same. It's still 6. I can't succeed on 6. I have 1 success on 6.
All right.
A lot of 5s.
You don't find you don't have like a Rolodex of like supernatural barristers that you find, but
And I go to law school. No.
You do find some information about willingly entered contracts, specifically with, demons, right? And they're difficult but not impossible to work around, right? You get some information about there's some word that it's possible to see about contract extensions. It's
I'm trying to find the Lilo and Stitch defense where it's like you can't if there was a previous contract, this one is void.
You can also get there's evidence that you can get a demon to sell a contract for something of more value to them.
Okay.
So that's kind of what you find.
Yeah, so it's in the kitchen, Saoirse comes in and it still has like the imprint of some of the book still on her face.
Hey, your face looks weird.
Still holding the book. That's very rude. You're not wrong, rude.
There's something on your face is what I mean. It's not normal. It's not what your normal face looks like. You're a very attractive individual, but I'm saying it's weird as in it's not normal what your normal face looks like.
Okay. And Saoirse holds up the book and just put, there are loopholes. Like in backwards, like loophole. Linguistic extortions. Anyway, we'll discuss it later. I'm going to wash my face. And then we can talk on the way. And so she throws the book at Jackie and starts to run upstairs.
Jackie's holding 2 cups of coffee and he tries to catch it.
Jeez. Hey, you know what, Jackie? I had a thought when I was sleeping.
All right.
What if we go to this here devil, right? And we say you and me will take on the 2 greatest warriors that he has down there in hell. And if we win, you're scot-free.
I like where your head is at. I feel like the devil's 2 greatest warriors might be a bit of a stretch, but we got some time to prep for that fight. And
Let's do it.
I appreciate you offering to come with me.
It's gonna happen. Okay. Yeah, you want more coffee?
No, I brought you one.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you.
As Saoirse goes back downstairs, do you still have my necklace? She handed you
had
her
it?
cross from the night before.
I did.
Yeah, she handed it to you.
Oh, oh yeah. Well then. Oh, yeah.
And attempts to be
Sorry.
to be comforting. She got distracted.
Right. He'll take it off and offer it back to you.
Oh, thank you. Doesn't do it. If I had remembered, has a secret compartment in it. I should figure out what's in there. But yes. Cool.
I should get one of those, I think.
A cross?
Right.
Doesn't work if you don't care.
Oh, I care.
All right.
I have some religious symbols you can borrow if you want, if Jesus doesn't do it for you.
No, I mean, I'll stick to the symbols of my youth, I guess.
Are we going to see the Earl then?
Let's
do it.
Are we supposed to dress nice to see the Earl?
Yeah,
I point at my hat and I'm like, what do you mean? I'm already dressed nice.
I'm not changing. I'm just asking if you're supposed to.
let's not worry about it. Let's just roll deep and hard.
Can I take a book from the library?
What? I mean, you're allowed.
I already had a different book before I went to bed. Never mind. We'll go.
Okay. I mean, you totally can take a book with you, but you need to let me know what book and for
I was
what purpose.
wondering, it would be very stupid to keep the history of Essex with me, but I think Saoirse would probably keep the law book because that was the one that's out, and she just sort of walks with paper.
Sure. And you've already said repeatedly that you have many pockets, so you totally have a book pocket that can hold most standard size books. Like you couldn't take like the giant tome, but you know.
Yeah.
But go
there
ahead.
There is like our paperbacks are a thing now, but there's definitely like a sci-fi paperback like folded in one too.
No problem. So what were you gonna say, Kurt?
Oh, I was just gonna say, when we start a new mystery, we have to like redo our equipment, right? Like we go grab our things from the armory and stuff again.
Yes, but you don't have to do that yet because you haven't really begun the mystery.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like it's sort of after you find out some parameters of the mystery, that's when you get to load up, as it were, unless it's something unexpected that just appears. Like last night, you didn't have time to arm yourself or whatever.
Okay,
but sure, you can head off to the Essex house if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys leave and you head into, it's a very nice neighborhood, right? It's sort of the part of London that would now be populated by like very wealthy football players, and that have dug out like 7 floors below the houses that are there now. But at this time period, they're like 3-story sort of townhouses. They're grand and they're beautiful, but it's still a townhouse because this isn't like their primary estate. This is I've come to London for business, and this is the place that I stay when I'm here, right? So you find the house. It's got a beautiful wrought iron fence out front, and then sort of a front garden space. Like you go through the gate and you have a pathway up to the door, but then there's some nice green space before you get to the door. You up like a half flight of stairs, so you sort of enter on the second floor of this 3-story house. So you get up to the door, and it's the door itself is got like a inlay into the door that's sort of this beautiful like vine, like this really nice it's like a mix of materials, so it looks like there's some metals and then like mother of pearl flowers on the vine and stuff. It's just very pretty.
It's nice to have nice things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rap on this door too hard.
Well, there's a pull that you can,
Yeah, as it's happening.
so you can ring without smashing the door down. But shortly after,
Just a pounding and then ring.
yeah.
thump 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 thump, bing 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 bing. The door opens and you're greeted by what's obviously the butler of the house, who is a surprisingly young man. You know, you're used to the stereotypical image of the butler that's sort of what you have Hawkins, you know, an older gentleman kind of a thing.
I break the mold.
Yeah,
True.
absolutely. But
It's not the only weird thing about you.
this man is definitely on the south side of 30, right? He's somewhere in his 20s, but wearing a set of Essex House, like his uniform, his vest under his jacket is the colors of the Essex earldom. And he says, "Welcome. What can I do for you?"
We're here to see your lord.
We were called, summoned even.
Ah. Do any of you present the card? Or...
Yeah,
who has it?
I'll hold it out.
Oh, and as soon as he sees it, he goes, "Oh, absolutely, please come inside. I shall see you to the parlor." And he brings you in and takes you into what we now call like a formal living room, right? It's a pair of nice sofas framing a big oversized fireplace, the kind that you could duck yourself a little bit and walk into, you know. And there's like almost like bonsai topiaries in things by all the windows. And the couches are upholstered almost in like a suede leather, which is a little unusual for the time, but very comfortable and nice. And he says, "Would you like any refreshment while I see to his lordship?"
Chilled milk, please.
"Certainly."
No, I'm fine.
No, thank you.
And he steps out. And then, 2 minutes later, another, well, this time a footman comes in with a tray with a cloche on it and hands you a glass of cold milk.
Mm.
And then retreats.
Do y'all always drink cold milk?
My mom owned a farm, and we had cows. So sometimes when I drink it, it's calming when I'm anxious.
Oh, well, it ain't nothing to be worried about. We're just meeting a fancy person.
You're gonna die in a couple weeks.
Oh my! We're gonna figure that out.
Okay, that's what I'm anxious about. Just so you know.
Ursula holds up the book. The legal book.
Right.
And then, go ahead.
Oh no, go.
Sorry. A couple of minutes later, a gentleman walks into the room. He's wearing like a full morning suit, right? Like it's like that heather gray. Like he was just on his way to a wedding, perhaps. Like, but he doesn't look like he's in a hurry to be anywhere. That's just what he's wearing. A handsome man, but again, younger than you might have expected. He looks to be maybe a couple of years older than the butler, but not really higher than 35. And he walks in and he says, "Oh, I'm so glad you could come. I have heard a bit about your society, as it were, talked about throughout my society, as it were. And I thought perhaps you could help with a problem I've come across."
Well, we are wont to do that.
And then he goes, "Oh, excuse me, my name is Robert," and he reaches to shake everyone's hand.
Pleasure to meet you, Robert. My name is Jackie Princeton. I don't know if you've heard of me, the Texas Tornado.
Let me see. Oh my! That American boxer.
That's me.
Oh, I had no idea that you would lead such a full life, dealing with strange things and being a champion sportsman.
There are all kinds of things you don't know.
Saoirse just remembered that Jackie had thrown a fight and is sad again.
And he says, "Well, you see, the problem is my young cousin. He came to stay here in London with me, and he, like most young men, likes to go about town and have fun.
He visits brothels. How old is this young man?
Oh, well, he's certainly of age he could be, but I don't know if that was what he was doing. But he was he's 23 years old. He came with me and decided to stay for the time I was here in London, and he's been going out and seeing shows, and I would say he's been enjoying his cups a bit much for my taste, but he began to tell me of a lady that he met and how he was very excited to see her, but now he's gone and disappeared. He hasn't been home in 4 nights.
Did the lady perhaps look like this gentleman? He'll point to Jackie.
That's not what I was expecting.
I don't know. The only description I got was that she had light hair, not darker hair like Jackie here.
Talking about blonde or more of
yes, a blonde hair.
Freckles?
He did not mention any freckles. Right, but
not to disparage your relations, but you're worried that a young man has run off with a young woman because
all the time.
You called us for that reason.
He's a very good-hearted young man. He wouldn't just run off and abandon his family at the drop of a hat. I mean, he only just met this woman.
Well, you did say he was how old again?
23?
I remember.
I think that's
what
I said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did some crazy things when I was that age.
Aren't you like 21?
You shut your face, Cersei. You shut it.
Diablo can see the future for sure. Excuse me.
Now it's not uncommon for a young man to find himself in love and make all kind of bad choices.
Yes, but I need to stress to you that he was a very good young man, and he would not have just run off without even a note or
All right.
telling someone or something.
You know, my there was a little old lady who worked at this storefront down the road. And we all, people would say, she's a good lady. Nothing bad ever happens in this town. We were in a small farm village of sorts in between the mountains. Sometimes you could see the moon just kind of gracefully bounce over the tops every now and then. But come to find out that this woman had been taking people, taking pieces of them and selling them. There is a market for some items.
All right. Diablo,
Oh
let's not
my
scare the man.
heavens. No,
I'm just saying, you don't know a person, and you'll never know a person. They'll surprise you with all sorts of carnal and dark things.
Sir,
Well, I suppose that's possible, but even if he did do something of a out of character nature, he still would not have just disappeared.
Where did he meet the girl then?
I assume at one of the shows that he attended, or
So she was a performer.
Possibly, or someone in the audience. He seemed that she was appropriate a match, possibly. So someone in society.
And yet no one knows her?
I didn't get a name. They'd only just met.
What theater was it?
Trample on his feelings
Or
so soon.
Do his friends know? Would his friends know anything?
All that I've talked to say that he didn't tell them anything about her.
Can you show us to his room?
Certainly, we can.
Excellent.
And he turns, come, I'll show you now.
Yeah, we'll follow him to the kid's room.
Takes you upstairs, and it's a perfectly normal bedroom.
Does putting my nose on these bed sheets, kind of just giving it a nice, and he'll kind of like sniff around the pillow to just.
You know
there,
what?
Like,
I hate this. Can I do the same but for different reasons?
Yes. I want to know if sweaty times has happened on this bed. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm gonna try to get the Earl talking so that he's not paying attention to whatever the hell they're doing.
Okay.
Just Diablo and Cersei sniffing the bed.
Wait. Actually, let's ask an important question before this happens. Has she ever been to the house?
Not that I'm aware of. That certainly wouldn't have been appropriate.
And I'm over there.
I'm gonna need Jackie to distract him while I look for like a laundry basket.
Yeah, hairs.
Sure.
Any fluid on the ground.
It's best not to bother them. They're expert investigators, and really we just want to get out of their hair. Maybe you could tell me a little more about the boy and sort of where he likes to hang out. If you have any names of places, and I'll just put I won't touch him, but I'll sort of gesture like I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and start to point like we're going to walk out of the room.
All right. Why don't you do empathy manipulation to see how successful you are at distracting him?
Okay. And he does know me, which means I get +2.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
The best and weirdest mechanic is just huffing things until you sneeze.
That is 1 success.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of follows you to the door, right? Like you step back into the hallway so that you're out of their way, and he steps to the doorway, so his back is to the room, and he's talking with you about. No, he wouldn't have brought a girl home. That's almost outrageous. And investigating the room, I will tell you guys that neither one of you smell anything horribly inappropriate. You get like the bed linens have obviously been cleaned, and the bed is well made and everything, as they would be in a house with a staff to take care of things. Sniffing around the room, you don't find like a laundry bag or a collection of dirty clothes,
I'm sort of looking for anything that, like, if he had worn like a suit to the show and she touched
Sure.
it, yeah.
Sure. You do find a like in the lapel of a coat that's in the closet. You do find a tiny little yellow flower. Like it almost looks like, for those people that live in California or have ever been out here, it looks like a little wild mustard flower. The little tiny yellow kind of
Back.
things.
Uh,
And it doesn't make you sneeze per se, but I mean, it's out of place. Like it wouldn't have been stored that. It should not have been stored that way. So it's almost like maybe he took this coat off and hung it up himself, rather than leave it for someone to take care of.
wild guess. Do I know what the flower? Would I know what the flower is?
I mean, do you have like herbology as a backgroundy thing?
I don't. I sort of feel like, okay, my wild guess, because Saoirse just gave uh um Jackie the lecture on St. John's wort, which is also a tiny yellow flower.
Ah, well, it is
Yeah.
not St. John's
Full
wort.
of weird. Okay, so it's not that. No backgrounds in herbology or anything. Did have that book earlier. Cool. I will take the flower for further analysis later. I do sniff it.
All right. I mean, it doesn't trigger you.
Yeah.
I will tell you that. But yeah.
Hmm.
Tell me now, Earl. Do you have a car? Like, do you have your own driver, or do you hire a car in town?
Oh, certainly. We have a car parked in the garage.
And do you have does the house have a driver, or?
Well, yes. The chauffeur takes care of the car.
Oh, well, perhaps we could speak to the chauffeur and get a list of the locations he's been, or.
And do you have a picture of this young man?
Oh, certainly. And he leaves the room for a second and then walks down the hall and goes in another room and comes back out, and he's got like a small framed photograph of a handsome young man. He's got he's kind of olive complexioned. Of course, it would be sort of a black and white photo at this point, but you can tell he's a little bit darker skin toned than the Earl himself. And he's got blue gray eyes, like that kind that in a black and white photo would be light colored. And he has a full, excellent early 20th century mustache, like just this big, wide soup strainer kind of like Sam Elliott style mustache.
Nice.
Is there well, I guess we're searching the room. Is there a diary? Does he keep a diary?
Let me see.
There's like a notebook that has like hearts drawn in it and that says like,
no, but you do find, I will give you that you find in a drawer in the writing desk in the room, while the Earl has gone to get the photograph, you find a few playbills from a couple of random performances that have been playing the last month or so.
oh, well, that's a good lead. Hey Diablo,
What's up?
why is a raven like a writing desk?
I don't fucking know.
Because there's a bee in both.
I don't get it.
And Saoirse just keeps looking through the desk.
So, then the Earl, after he comes back with the photograph, he gives it to you and takes you back down the stairs and down the second set of stairs, and then you come into like a bustling kitchen. Right you see the butler that you saw that opened the door for you, and it's the full one of those scenes from Downton Abbey where the people come downstairs and the whole staff is like, it's almost like, why are you invading our space? Kind of situation. And you see that the Earl's like, oh, please don't. I don't want to be a bother, but these special investigators need to talk to Mr. Guillory about if anyone knows where where Christopher went recently, if he took the car anywhere. And the butler looks around and he goes, I believe Mr. Guillory is in the garage, sir. And he turns and like walks you down this long hallway to a door at the end and opens the door, and you step into a 2-car sized garage, but it only has 1 car inside. And there's a man that's like polishing all of the brass handles on the car, who turns around and nods, says, do you need to go somewhere, my lord? And the Earl says, no, these folks might want to talk to you about anywhere you might have seen Christopher go recently. And he goes, oh certainly. And the Earl says, if there's anything else, feel free to ask the butler, or you may call upon me again. If you find anything, I would be happy to pay you for your time. I don't know what the going rate is for your kind of investigations, but I'm certain that we can come to an agreement.
Can I hang back in the kitchen?
Sure.
I would love to pull aside like a maid or any other house staff and ask about. Well, yeah. I
Sure.
understand that. Chris, the Earl does think that Christopher is a good lad, but did he bring the girl over, or was he acting strange?
No, ma'am. I never saw Mr. Christopher do anything untoward. He was always very kind and didn't seem
Nothing
to be the type
bad.
to
Get lured away by an actress. I guess it's a society lady.
Like she as soon as you said that though, she's totally like, oh, an actress? Oh my.
I don't know.
Like you can tell that she's about to start the biggest rumor tree. Like,
oops. Ah well.
Like there's just the twinkle in the eye of like, I have something so good to share with so many people.
I was like, do I care? No.
Yeah, it's totally cool.
Go for it.
But no, she answers you honestly to your to your understanding that no, she never saw Christopher do anything strange, or certainly not sneaking anyone in the house or anything like that.
Fascinating. Well, I've got nothing. We should go to the theater. Saoirse will rejoin with everyone else then.
Cool. So, in the garage.
Yeah. Howdy, Mr. Guillory. I got a couple questions. Seeing as Christopher's gone missing and all, if you could give us a list of any of the places you might have driven him recently, especially theaters or art houses or anything like that.
Well, let me see what I can recollect. Let's see. Well, he he went to see something at the Palladium Theater, and also the National Opera Coliseum 2 weeks ago. He also liked to go. He also liked to go to the Piccadilly Circus and spend time with the youths.
Youths.
The
Oh,
youths.
is there a gardener around?
I'm sure there would be. Like, yes,
Can I find the gardener?
sure. You can. It'll take you a minute. We'll come back to the gardener.
Yes.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask
Now,
Mr. Guillory about?
I understand that there are certain rules of decorum and all that, but did you ever catch a glance at the woman that Mr. Christopher was seeing?
No, I never did. I didn't
He
know
never.
he had a pairing with anyone.
All right. He never had anyone. Had you drive anyone for him, or?
Oh no. Oh, that's not true. Once he had several friends join him, and I drove them home from one of the shows, but I don't remember any unaccompanied young ladies with that group. I don't know if that
All
helps.
right. No, that's fine. Do you remember the names of his friends, or maybe the one he seemed the closest with?
Well, of course. And excuse me, he he doesn't remember a name, but he can tell you what house he took them to.
Oh, perfect.
And it's there's a townhouse. It's sort of in this neighborhood. That he's like, I believe it belongs to the Duke of Norfolk. But obviously this was not the Duke that I drove home. He's a much older man.
Right.
But that's his close friend. I know I had seen them meet up after I dropped him off several times.
Well, that's something to go on for sure. I do appreciate your time.
Well, certainly, if there's anything else I can do, or if you all need to be taken home or onto your investigations, please don't hesitate. I'm sure. I'm sure that the Earl would not mind the use of the car.
Is it a nice car?
It is a very nice car. It's not brand new, but it is very well tended. Right? Like, literally, this guy's job is to make sure that it's like mechanically okay and well cleaned and polished and. But it's got the classic Bentley Flying Bee on the front as the hood ornament, and it's a very very nice car.
I have to say that does sound appealing.
Certainly, and good luck. I certainly hope that Master Christopher's not come to any trouble.
As do I. And I'll go look for the rest.
Ooh, I'd like to talk to the Earl.
Okay. Let me do the gardener, and then we can go back to the Earl. Okay. So you find you find this gardener that is easily 110 years old, right? Like,
Heck yes.
just the Oh no, you might not get the reference. No, just based on my knowledge of your watching of certain pop culture things, you wouldn't know the gardener I was going to use in my head as a picture.
Reasonable.
But he's an old man and he is very gruff.
Excellent.
He
Um,
he is out in the front and he is like with a pair of hand scissors trimming off like a leaf on a bush to make it the right shape, and he's walking back several paces and looking at the bush and walking back up, and you walk out into the garden and like he just ignores you until you make him not,
excuse me.
and he looks over his shoulder and goes, "Yes."
I was just wondering if you recognize this. And Saoirse holds up the flower.
Oh. Let me see. All right.
I have a second guess.
You're making me stat out a gardener real quick to find out.
He's old. He might know.
Yeah, he's a druid.
He might also be from Ireland.
No, this man is very much not Irish.
I fully believe that.
In fact, when he responds to you, he has a little bit of you don't think it's quite German accent, but it's a little bit along that line, right? And he goes, "No, I don't have any of those flowers here in the garden."
But you don't recognize it.
No, I'm afraid I do not.
Thick. All right. Well, thank you for your time. And just leaves. That was what I was hoping for. I was hoping I wouldn't have to go home and research.
Gotcha.
I looks through pockets for pamphlets. Nothing.
Oh, damn it, my encyclopedia of small yellow flowers is missing.
I was reading a book about local flora and fauna earlier.
You were, but you don't specifically recall anything about in that book about this particular flower.
I figured. All right.
But yeah. Now back to the Earl, who he's gone back up to the parlor and poured himself a cup of tea. And he goes, "Oh, yes. Is there? What can I? Do you have another question? You thought of another angle of attack, as it were?"
Yeah, we're gonna need tickets to all the best shows. Something that you think your boy would be into, and yourself as well. Furthermore, we are gonna need use of your vehicle.
Certainly. I can have Mr. Guillory take you where you need to go.
All right. You called us, so you must think there's something supernatural going on. Are we being paid to bring your kid back, or do you want us to kill whatever that thing is?
Ooh, good heavens. I certainly hope I'm paying to bring Christopher home safely.
All right.
So
we'll get paid once he's brought home, no matter what happens to said creature.
Certainly, yes. Do you have some idea of what might have befallen him already?
All sorts of manner of horrible creatures out there want to see the flesh of whatever this kid is to you, ripped asunder and spoiled out on the street. Some even like to wear it to hunt other people down.
Oh,
but don't worry,
heavens.
We'll bring your kid back, dead or alive.
Oh. And he kind of sits down heavily, right? Like, you have made him weak in the knees.
All right, we're gonna go take your car.
And certainly, I can make sure that the box is ready at the various theaters.
Excellent, thank you.
I will call ahead. I don't believe there's any performances until later this evening,
That's fine.
but I will make sure that they know at will call that that you all are to be using my seats for the evening.
Thank you. All right, guys, let's head on out. Let's get those keys. We get to drive another car.
Are we driving?
Heck
Pretty sure the driver. I'm pretty sure he has a driver.
We should drive. We got to practice, right?
Well, if you want to take the car and not Mr. Guillory's going to need to check with the Earl to make sure that's cool.
Fine.
because-
I guess he can drive us.
Dad says it's fine.
Yeah, Dad says it's okay. It's cool.
Right.
Mom.
Did you want to leave in the car right now, or did you want Mr. Guillory to come and pick you up at the Rose House later to go to the theaters?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we could do during the day, but I don't, because she's a society lady, not a actress or anything. I don't know that there's gonna be, unless we want to visit his friend.
Oh,
Duke
let's
Norfolk?
visit. Yeah, let's visit.
Oh God.
Okay.
Get some information out of this person.
Before we move on to a whole new scene, I think that's actually a great place to wrap up for tonight.
That's fair.
And then you guys have some vague ideas about what might have befallen poor Christopher. So next time we can pick up with going to talk to his friend, see if you've come up with anything else that might help you actually do your let's get into this mystery research and equipment gathering and the like. So
Nice.
this has been episode 4 of London Calling, a Vaesen actual play here on Happy Jack's RPG Network. Thank you for watching live. Thank you for listening. And all of that good stuff. I need to do something in a second. But why don't we go around and you guys can all talk about the cool stuff that you do while I do that. So let's start with Kurt this time.
Hi, I've been Kurt. I was playing Jackie Princeton, the Texas Tornado. You can find me online on Twitter at Kurt Potts or on TikTok at Kurt Potts. I've been making a bunch of tabletop TikToks. I'm also a game designer. I'm co-writer of Lighthearted, and we are releasing a new adventure tomorrow morning called One Last Good Day. It all proceeds from the adventure go to benefit the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The adventure explores themes of loss and regret in a lighthearted way without poking fun at them, and it's based on personal experience and something I'm really threw my heart into, and so I hope people like it. You can find out more by following me on Twitter or going to lighthearted.games/newsletter and signing up.
Very cool. Clara.
Hey, I'm Clara. I have been playing Saoirse Shahid, the writer archetype, and I'm all over the internet as clearly_golden, unless you're into mermaids, in which case Instagram as mermaid_clarity. You could actually, I'm also on Instagram as clearly_golden, but like it's mostly selfies and whatever. I'm probably things I'm eating. So like the planned stuff is on the Mermaid Insta. Twitter is the best place to figure out what I'm up to. I'm here every Monday playing this lovely game with these lovely people. And eventually over at Queen's Court Games playing Vampire 5e using the Chicago by Night books, where I have been playing, I forgot the character I play on this podcast, Maya Lagasse, a La Sombra investigator for seasons 1 and 2 of the All Night Society, and you should catch up on that wherever podcasts are played. Played? I don't know the word. Anyway, that's what I'm up to
Delivered,
for now.
provided.
Delivered, provided, available, hosted. Hosted's the word.
There we go.
I got
We
there.
get there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mitch.
Hey, I'm Mitch. You can find me at Mitch S. Rustillos on Twitter. What I generally, for the past couple, just been talking about Necrobiotic as we are almost about to send it off to printing. So super excited about that. And yeah, I play Diablo, your typical servant.
Yeah, that's the way I describe Diablo
That's it.
for sure. Just average
Typical.
Joe Diablo. That's
Average.
what they
Yeah.
always say.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, a big thank you. I believe I saw James V in the chat tonight, making sure that things stay civil and awesome. I appreciate that very much. Also, I don't know if Dork Lord Canada was there, but I appreciate him too for his efforts on those fronts. And a huge thank you to the Patreon people that contribute to Happy Jacks on Patreon. I'm going to throw some names up, and it's a new list of names. That's what I had to make sure I had updated properly, so I didn't use the out-of-date list. So, a huge thank you because you have helped provide the money that this whole network needs to keep being a network and set up for someday the return to in-person games, which will also be fun. And will buy me beer to drink when I go over there to do the podcast. So I love that very much.
Thank you for keeping the lights on in our cryogenic pods.
Right. If those Patreon people leave, then somebody just comes and unplugs things and it turns into Alien 3. It's just a nightmare. It's the worst.
Be all thawed out and sticky.
Yeah, just the goop.
Moist and sticky.
Nobody likes it.
Oh,
Cryopod
no.
swamp. So, with that, I guess have a good night if you can sleep thinking about that.
Dave,
You're one up on me. So, adios,
take us out with
everybody.
some sexy skexies.
Oh, all right.
Oh my
One
God,
for the
I'm
night.
So sorry, Kimmy.
Have a good night.